November 4th, 2020 Daily Math Review. Number 1, consider the equation. So 42 plus 30 equals something times that quantity of 7 plus 5 end quantity. It says enter the unknown number that makes the equation true. So how are we going to go about this? Well, I know that last week we did distributive property because we had a number right in front of parentheses. And then when we did that, it turned out to be a number plus a number. But then, I remember using that greatest common factor of the two numbers to then work backwards and use the distributive property. So let's find the greatest common factor of 42 and 30. So I'll do 42 and 30. Remember, greatest common factor, factor trees. All right, so let's do 42. I know 42, you can do into 2. You can do 7. I know that 42 divided by 7 is 6. So I could do 7 times 6 or 6 times 7. 7 times 6 or 6 times 7. Now remember, 7 we can't break down anymore, so it's a prime number. So I'm going to circle that prime number. We're done with that branch. All right, let's take a look at this 6. Yes, we can break that down. So if I break down the 6, what times what equals 6? 3 times 2. 3 times 2 equals 6. Remember, not 3 times 3, 3 times 2, because 3 times 3 is 9. We're multiplying, remember? All right, so that 3 is a prime number, so we circle it because we can't break it down anymore. Same thing with that 2. It's a prime number, so we circle it. So there is our prime factorization, our factor tree for 42. Now the prime factorization for 42 is 2 times 3 times 7. So I'm actually going to put a little table down here. So for 42, I have 2 times 3 times 7. All right, now let's do 30. So our prime factorization of 30. All right, so 30, we can break it down. You can do 6 times 5. You can do 10 times 3. I know a lot of us might think of 10 times 3 to start, so let's do that. Or we can do 3 times 10. So I know that's a lot of what comes to mind first. This 3 is a prime number, remember, so we circle it because we cannot factor it down anymore. However, this 10 we can. What times what equals 10? 5 times 2 equals 10, duh. So 5 times 2, we know that 2 is a prime number. And that 5, can we break that down? No. So that circle is going to go over the 5. So now we have our prime factorization of 30, in order from least to greatest, of course, is 2 times 3 times 5. All right, now, what do they share? What do they share? Let's see. Do they share 2? They do, in fact, share 2. I'm going to highlight that 2. Do they share anything else? Do they share 3? They do share 3. I'm going to highlight that 3. Do they share a 7? No. Do they share 5? No. So they don't share anything else. So they share 2 and a 3. What are we going to do with this 2 and 3? Oh yeah, multiply it. So what is 2 times 3? That's 6. So we know our greatest common factor is 6. Because remember, we're going to take one of those 2's and one of those 3's. And then we multiply 2 times 3. So the biggest number that can go into 42 and 30 is going to be 6. Now, let's take a look if this works. All right, so if 6 times 7 plus 6 times 5, what is 6 times 7? Oh, that is 42. Yeah. What's 6 times 5? Remember, if we use our arrows here, 6 times 7 and then 6 times 5. So what is 6 times 7? That is 42. And then 6 times 5, is that 30? Yeah, it is. Do they still have that plus? Yes, they do. So our answer here is going to be that 6. You can also look at it backwards in a way such as, okay, 7 times what equals 42? And then 5 times what equals 30. But that what has to be the same number. So that's where it might get a little bit tricky. So I will actually highlight that because we know that 7 times whatever this greatest common factor is, or whatever this number is, it's going to be 42. And then we know that 5 times whatever that number is, I'll make it pink, is going to, the times that greatest common factor is going to be 30. And that is it for our DMR. Great job!